Yeah, a very pleasant afternoon from about just over 4,000 feet here. Looking out across the Franconia Notch down there is the wonder that is Interstate 93, going from Canada all the way down to Boston, and then I believe all the way down to Florida. I'm not sure. Here's this particular stretch right here going through the notch, about maybe 2,500 feet below us. Over there, and about 1,500 feet higher than us, you got Mount Lafayette, followed in succession by Mount Lincoln, followed in succession by Little Haystack, and then followed in succession by Mount Liberty. You'd get a Mount Flume over there too, but it's tucked in behind Mount Liberty, just a bit shorter. And then off in the distance, the rest of the lovely White Mountains, and then down through there, the foothills that lead up to it. We're standing on what is essentially just pure granite, Conway granite. In fact, I've gotten a little bit better at reading into the geology of the area, because the geology here is fascinating. It's a pluton of solid granite, Jurassic in age, about 175 million years ago, a bit older than the Ossipee Formation, which is probably about 70, maybe 70 miles southeast of here, in 2,000 feet below us. I digress. There's a couple stuff growing up here. I just saw Euphrasia that I'm gonna take note of, because I'm wondering if that's that rare one that's supposed to grow up here, the oak's eyebright, which would be the common name, of course. I believe the scientific name would be oak, Euphrasia oaksii. We're gonna take a look at that. They got rhododendrons down here. I might go down in the sludge. Probably not though. And then some of these balsam firs around. We get some cones. We might look at that. And we're just gonna poke around. We only got about. We took the tram up this time. We hiked up this last year. We took the tram up this time. You can get your beer. That's not a Bud Light. Don't worry. I don't want to rep the brand, but don't worry, it's not Bud Light. You get your beer. You know. But we're gonna be up on that tomorrow. Well, we're gonna be up on both of them, Liberty and Flume. So we'll check out what's going on up there. It's September now. They already got all the Halloween stuff out. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, lots of granite here. Not as much extrusive igneous rock. And as far as nice days in the White Mountains go, uh, this is literally the best that it gets. This is quite literally the best it gets. There's no wind right now, but 65 degrees, clear, dry. You can see for miles around. So that's enough of an intro for what's going to equate to be a really short video. But we're gonna walk around up here. We're gonna catch the tram down. It's only 2 miles back down to the parking lot, but who wants to do that? Kind of ruin the vibe. All right, we'll see what we can see, if there's anything interesting, and we'll leave it at that. So here's a pretty ubiquitous plant in the mountains here. Always going off at this time of year. Kind of nondescript if you're just walking by it, but it's still a nice, a nice member of the family Asteraceae. I always forget the scientific name for this one, but I'll put it down below. They call this the Whorled. I think it's Whorled wood aster. Of course, those leaves aren't whorled; they're alternate. They just look like they're whorled from the top. Get in there, see those florets, real nice. Because remember, dealing with Asteraceae, you always want to just take a look at the florets, even though they're usually kind of looking similar. And then what's never looking similar, that you do always have to take a look at, is those phyllaries down there. That's pretty nice. They could focus on it. Not really much going on with them. Nice little plant. You'll see this, you spend any time hiking out the White Mountains this time of year, you'll see plenty of these guys growing. So last time I was up here, we couldn't see anything, but we definitely took note of this species right here, although it was growing a bit bigger. This is Rhododendron groenlandicum, the Bog Labrador Tea. It's got these kind of unfriendly leaves. Then on the other side, they get that fuzz there, just to keep them, help them resist the frost a lot. Up here at 4,000 feet, get a lot of snow, gets really cold. But then growing right next to it, a plant that I've seen in mountains, but I didn't expect to see it here, unless I'm losing my mind a little bit. I believe this is Kalmia angustifolia, and both of these are in the Ericoideae subfamily of Ericaceae, the blueberry family. Both kind of doing that whorled leaf thing. But where'd it go? This plant here, just is very symmetrical, and I'm like, that looks like a Kalmia. And then I look at the fruits here, and I think that's what this is. I could be mistaken. There's a ton of different ericaceous plants, but I'm fairly certain that this is Kalmia angustifolia growing up here. Might be wrong, but I don't think I am. I've definitely seen plenty of that plant. So yeah, 2 different ericoid members. Actually, 3 different ericoid members, because you get a blueberry right here too. At least, oh no, not a blueberry. Definitely, God, I don't know what this is. I'll have to figure this one out. Might be a, there's so many of them that grow up here, but ericaceous plants like grown in the understory here. Take a pictures of this one. I'll figure out what this one is. It does look like a blueberry, but I don't think it is. Actually, it might be. Who knows? They get some weird varieties of blueberry. Not everything is angustifolium or corymbosum. I'm fairly certain this is Kalmia angustifolia. Here's some of the fruits from last year. Dry out into little capsules, like quite a few of the ericaceous plants do. Get a little lingonberry. I think that's Vaccinium vitis idea. I could be wrong on that. It's kind of hard to tell without any fruits on it. Some of them have, different colored fruits that are pretty key. But I seen this guy actually flowering, months ago, back in June, up on Mount Washington. Still got that fantastic view. Coming up over, what might be? That might be a fir. I'm not sure. I'm looking for the cones. I'm pretty bad with my conifers, honestly. I should be better. You got a Cornus candensis still going on up here. You got a, just a variety of conifers. I thought I saw some hemlocks up here too, which could be possible. Could still be hacking it up here. But let's put the phone down. Let's focus. Only a couple other things I really want to show you this video. This is just a freebie. This is just to bulk up my my store of them for the for the impending winter. And you're essentially looking over the expanse of we're up on the observation tower right now. Essentially just looking over the expanse of all of New England. You could just barely make out the northern extent of the presidentials there. Can't see Mount Washington from here. Lafayette's blocking it at just about 5,200 feet. Out over there we got the great state of Vermont. I think somewhere over there you get the high peaks in Vermont. You got Mount Marcy, but they're not as New York, New Hampshire, and Maine all got mountains taller than they got in Vermont. I think Mount Marcy is the tallest one they got out there. Just about 4,400 feet. Taller than this, but not, mid. You could say mid-tier for New Hampshire. They got the Northeast 111 peak bagging list. It's 111 peaks over 4,000 feet up in the Northeast. And I remember getting into it with someone who was trying to tell me the Adirondacks had more than the rest of New England combined. Of course, New York's not in New England, but you know what I mean. They like to think they are. And they were talking about how, oh yeah, New York's got more than the rest of New England combined. I'm like, do you mean more than New Hampshire? Because that's still not true. And they're just like, yeah, they got 46 in the Adirondacks. And I'm like, well, we got 48 in New Hampshire. And actually, you got 44 in the Adirondacks. There's 2 down there in the Catskills. I like to get off on that technicality. And in the background, you could hear the reaction to that statement. Okay, real quick, because we got to go. Here's that Euphrasia. Not sure the species right now, but we're up in Casey's family. Euphrasia is definitely the genus. One of the hemiparasites working with the working the grass. You also got a Cornus candensis still somehow blooming up here. Cornaceous family on that, but yeah, we got to get going. Would have loved to talk about some of the balsam firs up there, but we'll be seeing plenty of those tomorrow. Yeah, so we gotta take the little tram back down now. Anyway, this was a short one. Just wanted to see what was going on up here. Take it easy.
Make sure you have your families, all the family members you want. My name is Noah. This is Steve. We'll be here to answer any questions you guys may have.
So we're up on the other side of the notch today. That's Mount Washington right over there. You'd have Lafayette on that side, but it's a little bit obscured by Mount Lincoln. Off in the distance there, you can actually make out Chicoroa. And I'll go show you the other side in a second, but right here, in full bloom, kind of the only thing really blooming up here right now. Got a Minuartia groenlandica, one of the numerous matted Cespitose plants growing up here at just under 4,500 feet. Family on this guy's Caryophyllaceae. And kind of likes it under the rocks. I came up and I'm like, oh, I saw one. And I was thinking, oh, there's not many of them. But I started looking under some rocks and there they all appear. All looking green and pretty healthy. Making little pin cushions. Easily confused for Diapensia, but the time of year is no longer where you would expect to see Diapensia japonica and dulce. I mean, you get up in there, and Diapensia's got a whole different thing going on with the anthers there. Diapensiaceae in the order Ericales, and this guy would be in order Caryophyllales. Caryophyllaceae, I think, specifically is the family. Coming up with some grasses. We'll take a look. I'll show you where we were yesterday. And where I was coming to from yesterday was right up there. You can see the observation tower they got up there. But we came up the other side in the little tram. We hiked this today. So, you know, I was just conserving energy. Probably one of the best panoramas you're going to get. Never been up here. We were up over there about an hour and a half ago. And now we're just getting ready to climb back down. So, yeah. A little Greenland Stitchwort's the common name for that guy. And he's a pretty common one you'll see on pretty much any peak where you get the clearings. But I think I'm going to call it there.